President Trump's recent tariff announcements have sent shockwaves through the global economy. The president, known for his unpredictable and often confrontational approach to trade, has imposed new tariffs on goods from several key trading partners, including China, Canada, Mexico, and the European Union. These tariffs, which essentially act as taxes on imported goods, have been met with a mixture of condemnation, concern, and cautious optimism from world leaders. The tariffs are part of Trump's broader America First trade policy, which aims to protect American jobs and industries from what he perceives as unfair foreign competition. The president has repeatedly accused other countries of manipulating their currencies, stealing intellectual property, and flooding the U.S. market with cheap goods. These actions, he argues, have led to the decline of American manufacturing and the loss of millions of jobs. However, critics of the tariffs argue that they are likely to harm the very people they are intended to help. They point out that tariffs will raise prices for consumers, increase costs for businesses, and could even lead to a trade war that damages the global economy. The situation is further complicated by the fact that many of the targeted countries are close allies of the United States, with whom it shares deep economic and security ties. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, has long been a critic of the Western-led global order. He sees the United States and its allies as seeking to contain Russia's influence and undermine its interests. The current trade tensions, sparked by Trump's tariffs, present Putin with an opportunity to advance Russia's agenda and potentially drive a wedge between the United States and its allies. Putin has been quick to offer himself as a mediator in the trade dispute, proposing a summit with Trump to discuss the issue. He has also reached out to European leaders, emphasizing the need for closer cooperation between Russia and the European Union. Putin's overtures come at a time when relations between Russia and the West are at a low point, following Russia's annexation of Crimea, its interference in Western elections, and its support for the Syrian regime. However, Putin's motives are viewed with suspicion by many Western leaders. They see his offer of mediation as an attempt to exploit the situation for Russia's gain and potentially undermine Western unity. They also point to Russia's own protectionist policies and its history of using trade as a weapon to exert political pressure. Despite the skepticism, Putin's moves highlight the potential for the current trade tensions to reshape global alliances and create new opportunities for countries like Russia. European leaders have reacted to Trump's tariffs with a mixture of disappointment and defiance. The European Union, long a champion of free trade, has condemned the tariffs as protectionist and illegal under World Trade Organization rules. It has also threatened to retaliate with its own tariffs on American goods. However, the EU is also wary of escalating the situation into a full-blown trade war, which would harm both sides. The situation is further complicated by the fact that the EU is already grappling with a number of internal challenges, including Brexit, the rise of populism, and a migration crisis. The bloc is also under pressure from the United States to increase its defense spending and take a more assertive stance against Russia. The Trump administration's confrontational approach to trade has only added to the strain on transatlantic relations. European leaders are now faced with the difficult task of balancing their commitment to free trade with the need to protect their own industries and jobs. They must also weigh the potential economic costs of a trade war against the political costs of appearing weak or divided in the face of American pressure. Perhaps nowhere have Trump's tariffs been felt more acutely than in North America. The United States, Canada, and Mexico are deeply integrated economies with billions of dollars in goods and services crossing their borders every day. The three countries are also partners in the North American Free Trade Agreement, which has been a cornerstone of their economic relationship for over 2 decades. Trump has long been critical of NAFTA, arguing that it has led to job losses in the United States and benefited Mexico at the expense of its northern neighbors. He has repeatedly threatened to withdraw from the agreement if he cannot renegotiate it to his liking. The tariffs on Canadian and Mexican steel and aluminum, as well as the ongoing renegotiation of NAFTA, have strained relations between the three countries. The tariffs have been met with dismay by businesses and workers on both sides of the border, who rely on the integrated North American supply chain. They have also raised concerns about the potential for retaliation, which could further damage the regional economy. The situation highlights the risks of protectionism and the importance of maintaining strong economic ties between close neighbors. President Trump's tariff policies have injected uncertainty and volatility into the global economy. The interconnected nature of global trade means that actions taken by one country can have ripple effects around the world, impacting businesses, consumers, and financial markets. The current situation underscores the perils of protectionism in an age of globalization. The tariffs have raised concerns about a potential trade war, which could have devastating consequences for the global economy. A trade war would likely lead to higher prices for consumers, reduced economic growth, and job losses. It could also damage global supply chains, disrupt financial markets, and undermine international cooperation. The world is watching anxiously as the situation unfolds. The outcome of this trade dispute will have far-reaching implications for the future of globalization, the rules-based international trading system, and the relationship between the United States and its key trading partners. It remains to be seen whether cooler heads will prevail or whether the world will slide into a damaging trade war.